lately, car projects have just made me depressed. I don't know, like, I lack the motivation to make any real amount of progress. We're just gonna, yeah, I'm not touching that. Today, however, is different. What I hold in my hands is a brand new product from JSP Fab, and I'm super excited to put this on my car. Ooh, stickers. This is the new JSP Fab coolant overflow and oil catch can all in one unit. Do you need this kind of crazy billet thing? I mean, probably not, but this solves a lot of problems for me for packaging on Project Cream Puff. So over on this side is the coolant overflow. You've got a nice sight glass here so you can see how full it is. And then you've got a little brass fitting that's gonna go in right here. If you'll be able to grab your coolant overflow from your radiator and put it in there. This is just a nice breather for it. This side is your oil catch can. On top of the catch can, you have a dash 12 AN fitting. That's what this guy is. And that's gonna be either for your breather to vent to atmosphere, or you can recirculate back to the intake. It comes with a breather. Typically, I like my oil catch cans to recirculate back to the intake. There's some theory about the vacuum from the intake pulling on the PCV helps the rings seal better, making more power, blah, blah, blah. I don't know how truthful it is and if it's a measurable horsepower difference. That's just the way I've always preferred to do it. But with this, I've got ITBS on this car. So it's really difficult to get a good vacuum source anyway. So we're just gonna run this open. On this side, we've got two inlets, upper and a lower. Inside of here is the baffling. You've got a stainless steel mesh in there to be able to help capture the oil vapors from the air. That's gonna help prevent it from just venting out the cap and getting oil soaked all over the filter. And then on top of that, there's a baffle plate in there as well to really help capture the oil in the catch can. So you can run dual inlets, upper and lower. You're gonna have to get adapters from the dash 10 fitting that this is to the barb size for the hose that you're gonna run. And then down at the bottom here, you've got a little drain petcock that'll drain the oil out of your oil catch can. The last thing that comes in the packaging is the attached bracket. I'm really excited about this. I've nerded out with John Rusikoff about I like gold zinc plated stuff. So a lot of the pictures got wrinkle black. I don't know if wrinkle black is normal or if he did something special for this. So it's zinc plated like a bunch of the hardware I have on my car. The nice thing about this is it fits in the stock location of the coolant overflow. First things first, let's go ahead and get it installed in the car. We're gonna remove the old original overflow and then put this one in place of it. The plate here actually has several different mounting holes, I think, to be able to slot it and position it properly depending on the car. It's a bit more of a universal fit, which is a pretty neat thing. I'm gonna leave it a little loose before I tighten everything down so I can figure out exactly where I want it at. If I slot it in as far as it'll go, I think that's probably gonna be the best place for it for me. Just like that. On the bracket, you've got this little tab here, which is meant to help stabilize the coolant overflow oil catch can. And then John supplies a little foam pad. This little foam pad should keep it nice and quiet since this is a fancy billet piece that could rattle. And then to mount it, it comes with two Allen bolts. Go right in the top and bolt it to the bracket. Looks like these are 5mm Allens. Go ahead and put the breather fitting on. carefully tighten that down with an adjustable wrench because I don't have one big enough. You could also get a socket and put it over the top, but I also don't have a big enough socket here at my garage. Pop our breather on and tighten down the hose clamp that holds on the breather. You also need to install the nipple for the coolant overflow. I put a little bit of thread sealant tape on this. This is what I had laying around. It's fuel safe, that's why it's yellow, but just make sure that when you do, you don't have this hole covered. Should look something like that. I just used a pocket knife or a razor blade to cut up that opening a little bit more so it's open. All right, let's put it in now. Some people are probably gonna ask, is it really necessary to use that tape, Devin? It is a pipe thread type of fitting. It's a interference fit. And you know, my honest answer is, I don't know, it might not be necessary, but I'd rather not have it leak if I don't have to, you know? Now we'll just grab the hose from the factory bottle. There you go. Now it's all installed. This may not have been the most productive day, but it was the last piece I need to be able to take my car to the tuner. Other than, well, I gotta hook it up, so I gotta order some fittings. But it's done, and this is a beautiful work of art. Before we end, story time. This is actually something that I asked John to make. I saw he posted that he was making an oil catch can, and I was like, hey, you know what'd be super cool is if you combine the catch can and the coolant overflow and made it one unit. Because I'd seen something from like, I don't know if it was an Impulse car, if it was like the Impulse AE86 or on a Tech Arts AE86. I saw they had done that, but it was two big aluminum boxes welded together, and well, billet machine pieces look way more rad. That's it for this video, but next time hopefully we'll hook up the PCV hoses and take the car for a test drive before taking it to the tuner, huh? Yeah, that'd be rad. Thanks for watching. See you next time.